Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to weld together the Cougar House Fab track bar kit we cut out on the Bailey plasma table yesterday. Let's do it.
Alright guys, gonna go ahead and prep this traction bar bracket kit here. Gonna clean up the metal so I can get nice clean welds on it. Gonna clean up these edges right here. Gonna take off the slag that came through the back, the overburden, I think is what it's called. And tack it together and test fit it on there and make sure it all lines up and then fully weld it. Let's get it started. Guys, now that we got it all metal prepped, gonna go ahead and lay some tacks down, see if I can't get this thing tacked together really good, and to where I can put it on the frame, make sure everything's gonna line up, bolt it down, pull it off, weld it fully, and then send it off to powder coat. Cue the music, I guess. Yee, let's go. Alright folks, now that we got the track bar link kit for the Silverado all tacked together here, I can mock fit it up the truck and make sure that it fits nice how we want it. Drill some holes here for the upper link arm brackets to the frame. Going to be through bolted to the frame. And these lower brackets are going to be welded to the axle housing itself. That way it's nice and solid. I'll show you guys back here where they're going to go. So the upper bracket that's going to be bolted on is going to be bolted on behind this one. I was trying to match it up the best I could with this bracket here as far as style and design goes. It's going to go here about the middle of the back door on the 4-door here. It's going to be bolted there, through bolted on both sides, and The link arm tubes are going to be ran down to here in between the U-bolts and the shock mount. Right in there. And it's going to hang down about 3 inches or so at a 30-degree angle for a little bit more clearance. But I mean, the U-bolts are pretty long anyways, so even if we didn't put it at 30 degrees, it would still clear. Just the same as the U-bolts. Alright, let's get started.
Okay, so now that Chase has everything welded together, I mean, we still have to wire wheel this stuff so it looks nicer. I'll B-roll it, but everything's welded up. So now we'll take all these parts and we'll put the heim joints into the link bars for the track bars here, and then we'll put that on the axle where it's going to go, and then we'll hold that up on the frame, and that'll show us where it's going to go on the frame. You know, we've already marked it and measured, but you know, that'll give us our final spot. We'd hate to through bolt it and then have them be too short, right? So we're going to go ahead and take the frame bracket here and, you know, put those bolts through just like I was saying, and then set that on the frame, and we'll drill the holes for the frame side bracket of the Cougar House Fab track bar kit. So let's do it. Hey guys, back at it this morning. Chase and I needed to go get some hardware, you know, on Friday. It was the end of the day, so we got some 5/8 hardware here for our heim joints. So now we're gonna go ahead and, oh yeah, and drill bits. Remember we were out of drill bits? Those came in from Napa. Chase reminded me to do that just now. So we can go ahead and get these, the frame drilled like we were, the video, but the drill bits were dull. So we're gonna finish drilling the frame, and then we'll mount the frame side track bar mount, and then we'll put the track bars in it, and then that will line up where the axle side goes. Excuse me, I just ate lunch. So we'll get those bolts in through the track bars, and that will show where the axle side mount goes. Well, not show, we know where it goes, but that will place it exactly where it's going to be. And then Chase will tack it on, we'll take the track bars down, fully weld that up, and then the track bars will be mounted. And then when Curtis from Radflow sends us over the correct springs for the coilovers here, since those are 700-pound springs for as if we swapped a Cummins in this truck. So we're going to get the correct spring rates from Curtis at Radflow for a 5.3 engine and its automatic transmission. Well, these were all automatic, they didn't come manual. You have to make them manual if you want a manual one of these kinds of trucks for these cat eyes. But alright guys, enough of that, let's get started.
Hola, sharp.
Frame side of the track bar mounts are bolted on. Looks pretty good. But this is how far we're going to get tonight. We've only worked for like 4 hours, but we had to drill 6 holes. It took quite a lot of time. We had to take off the passenger side evap canister, or the driver's side. On a Duramax, there's nothing there except an oil cooler, so you had to move that out of the way and stuff. But we got the holes all drilled. It's a little late, it's like almost 8 o'clock, so we're gonna continue on this in the morning. We just got to make the lower track bar mount. Well, not make it, but weld that onto the axle. And then, you know, we have to clean the axle off, weld those on, and then spray some VHT chassis black on there to take care of those. And then we'll be ready to move on to adjusting the front suspension here. Rick wants us to change the lower mount, or well, I can change the lower mount there and make it drop a little lower. That will lower the truck a little bit for him. Changing the upper shock mount, well, it's already welded on. If I'm gonna change those and that it needs to go lower after changing that, I'll have to charge Rick another $600 to, you know, rebuild the shock towers, because I already spent a week making these. So to lower it more, I'll have to charge him to rebuild them. When we originally set this all up, you know, Eric brought it in and I showed him, I'm like, hey, I'm going to use 12-inch coilovers. It'll be skating the 40. It'll be great. Well, Eric's 6'2", his dad's 5'5", so we're going to make these adjustments for Rick. It's his request, so we're going to go ahead and do that for him, but we have to change upper coilover mounts. I got to charge him, unfortunately, but we'll get to that. When we get there, we need to get the correct coil springs from Radflow. They're sending those in, so when those get here, then I'll put those on, and then we'll remake the lower mounts, set it on its weight, and if it's not low enough, then we'll discuss with Rick to see where we're if we're going to lower it more, or if he's cool with that, then we'll make some lift blocks in the rear to match the height. He doesn't want it to be raised, so. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the morning. All finished up on the Cougar House Fab track bar kit for the Silverado. We started in the first video, we just designed everything up in the engineering PC, and then we cut out all the parts. And then in this video, we started by metal prepping all the parts, welding them together, and putting them on the truck. So we took you guys through that process. Now we got these designed up and made, so that way if anybody wants them for their Ford, Dodge, or Chevrolet, we've got them. So just direct message us. We can get you guys a set if you're interested in a set of them. But yeah, so we're pretty much done with the Silverado until the new, what are we going to do? We're going to do a 450-pound spring over a 600-pound spring. So as soon as those come in from Radflow, we can continue working on the front of the truck. We'll get those in and get those on the coilovers, and then we'll readjust the lower coilover mounts on the 05 Super Duty axle for Rick. That way it's a little bit lower for him. That's what he wants. And then we'll level out the rear using some lift blocks once we're finished up at the front of it, and then everything will go off the powder coat. So, alright guys, thanks for watching today. Please drop a comment. Let us know what you think of the Cougar House Fab track bar kit. And if you guys like what we do, you like Cougar House Garage, please check us out at cougarhousegarage.com. But first, thank you guys so much for your constant support as always. Thank you to the new subscribers. Remember to hit the bell up there so that way when I upload, you guys know a live video's up. And if you guys are interested in these 4-link kits for your Ford, Dodge, or Chevrolet, just hit us up in the DMs there. We can get a kit out to you if you're interested in one. And then if you like I was saying, if you like what we do, check us out at cougarhousegarage.com. Check us out at Facebook/Cougar House Garage. And then we are Cougar House Garage on Instagram, guys. Follow along with all the crazy builds there. We'll see you tomorrow.